Well, this is just your weekly reminder that we post every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for the full visuals. Go follow us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy. Go to nothingbutcontroversy.com/shop to get our premium merch. And I don't know about you guys, but I think we might have to release a new line, maybe a winter line.
Yeah, me and the young man who's not here today, we're talking. And might be a little Christmas NBC drop.
Ooh!
A few stocking stuffers. I don't know. Who knows?
Stocking stuffers.
Who knows?
I freaking love it. All right, but yeah, go to our Instagram page at Nothing But Controversy. Click the link in our bio to have a link tree to all of our social media platforms that we are on. Let's go to episode 49 now.
This is Nothing But Controversy. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Four guys on a podcast and we're talking about sports. Nothing But Controversy with Matt, Dawson, Cam, and Shaner.
Well, what's up, guys? And welcome to episode 49 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast.
Hey.
We still haven't really changed our intro, but, you know, it is four guys today because our fellow, I'd say pretty much everyone's favorite host is not here. So if you're not going to watch today's episode, I get it. I wouldn't watch it either. I mean, Shaner's just not here. So for those who stick around, I mean, hey, I get it. LBS is pretty cute too, but yeah, we're 72 days away from the Super Bowl. Like, are you kidding me? We're getting closer.
Are we going to skip over the fact that Shane's just doing blow and talking to hookers in Vegas right now? That's why he's not here?
I was going to leave that for later, but I guess we could bring it up now. Shane,
for once, it's not a lie.
Okay. All right, so we got 6 segments today. We got our question of the week, our bold prediction of the week, our game of the week. Then we're going to bring back this or that. Then we have a very controversial top 5. And then, of course, we end off with our lock of the week in terms of betting. Let's head into our question of the week. So we wanted to talk about the Habs this week, but unfortunately, Shaner couldn't be here. So he came up with a question of the week that we're going to leave for probably next week because he wants to be back for it. But we're going to go to college football here. All right? And all the conference championships are this weekend. So basically the question of the week is, what is the path for the main contenders to the college football playoff? Okay, so I have 6 teams here that we kind of all agreed that are probably the only 6 teams that really have a shot at making it here. First off, we got the number 1 team in the country. We got the Georgia Bulldogs. I think their path is pretty clear. I don't think they're out no matter what. So they play against Bama this Saturday. I believe it's at 4 or 3:30. And I think even if they lose, they're still in. They're in.
They can lose by 30 and still be in.
They're in. If they lose to Bama, they're not going to be number 1, but they'll still be in for sure. Number 2 right now is Michigan. I think their path is pretty clear too. Win and you're in, lose and you're out. I don't know if you guys disagree on me on that one, but if they lose to, I think they're playing Iowa. They lose to Iowa, they're out, man. Like,
I think lose, and it depends what happens elsewhere.
You think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what if Cincy and Oklahoma State lose behind them?
Fair enough.
We'll see.
Let's make this. To be honest, I'm not going to have a bunch of opinions on these, so let's make this question of the week a round table. I would say.
Sure. Yeah.
Matt, bring it up. Because again, I'm going to let Cam do the majority of the talking. I think he's the most well versed in this. But yeah. So as we go, just like add comments as you kind of see fit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, I mean, personally, I think that if Michigan loses, like, I'd be shocked if they got in. I think maybe even a team that's
stupid question. Who's Michigan playing this week?
Iowa.
Oh, they're playing Iowa.
The Big Ten.
Yeah.
The number 3 team in the AP poll is Cincinnati. They play against Houston in the AAC championship. Winning, they're in, I think. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
Personally, I think they're the worst of the top 4 teams right now, even though they're at number 3. It's about time a group of 5 team gets in because they deserve it. They've been undefeated for 2 years now. I do think that they might get smoked in the college football playoff, but hey, maybe they'll shock everyone. Who knows?
You know what?
I think they could put up a good fight, honestly. Yeah.
You think?
Listen, they played Georgia last year in the Peach Bowl, I think it was, and everyone was like kind of overreacting to that. Georgia only lost like 3 starters from that game. And yes, another year, and I think Georgia's a much better team than they were in that bowl game, but I think Cincinnati is better too, and they have a lot of seniors, a lot of guys who are ready to leave it all on the field. So I think we'll see. We'll see where Cincinnati ends up and where Georgia ends up, but I think they have a shot.
Okay, so we'll go to the number 4 team, my team. We got the Alabama Crimson Tide, sneaking away with a victory in the Iron Bowl, 24-22, and I believe it was quadruple overtime. Yeah, quite a crazy game. Bryce Young did not play up to his Heisman expectations, but he came in clutch when he needed to.
Jameson was also ejected in the first half of the game, so
yeah,
it definitely hinders your offense. But
for sure. Listen, I think the path is they win, they're in. I mean, that's a tough task. Think about the team that's absolutely dominated every team they played against except for Clemson in week 1. Yeah, listen, if Bama loses, I think the only chance that they get in would be if it's like a 5 or less point loss and they get a lot of help. So let's say Michigan lost, Cincinnati lost, maybe even Oklahoma State would have to lose for them to get in with them having a loss. But that's probably not going to happen. Let's be realistic. So to me, I'm just cheering for a win here. But that's kind of how I see it right now. I don't see them really getting in without help if they lose.
Yeah, there's a real possibility they don't make it, right? If Michigan wins, Cincinnati wins, Oklahoma State wins, it gets crowded.
Isn't this nice though? It's like not the usual suspects in the college football playoff conversation. I love it.
So refreshing.
I was looking at this stat that said like Clemson was a minus 835 favorite at the start of the year to win the ACC, and that was the biggest favorite ever in a Power 5 conference to win the championship, and they didn't even make it.
Damn,
that's nuts. But I was gonna say something. Yeah, I think we'd be having a completely different conversation too if Texas A&M hadn't beaten Bama, because then both teams would be at 11-0, and I think we'd just be like, yeah, doesn't really matter who wins. It's probably just whoever wins gets 1, whoever loses gets 2. But Bama's looked a little shaky for sure, but that offense is quite explosive when it needs to be. So it's gonna be a fun game.
So let's say hypothetically Bama blows out Georgia. Don't think it'll happen.
It's not gonna happen. But if it does,
Georgia's still in. No, I know they're still in. But does Michigan go 1 if they win?
I don't think so. I think if Alabama beats up the number 1 team, I think Bama goes 1.
4-1?
Yeah. I think you have to.
I don't think
the fact that Georgia's looked so damn good this whole year, they get beat up by Bama, I think Bama goes 1.
If Georgia moves from 1 and Michigan wins, Michigan will be the number 1 team for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. But to me, Michigan comes off a huge win against Ohio State, where they handled that. Like they were down for like briefly in the second quarter, and that was it. So they handled that game, and then now they're going to be Big Ten champions with a win, and a top 15 win here with Iowa in that game. So it's hard to not put them at 1 if Georgia were to lose.
Yeah, it's just if I'm saying, okay, let's say Bama beats them by like 2 points. I don't think they go to 1. But I think if Bama blows out Georgia, like Dawson said, they go to 1. But, it's all up for discussion here.
But Georgia's out. I mean, Bama's out right now. Like, after in 12 hours or so, not even, Bama will not be in the top 4.
You don't think so?
No?
You don't think they're going to be in the top 4?
Tonight?
Yeah.
I think Bama's on the outside looking in right now.
You think? I don't think so. I think they're still going to be in the top 4.
I don't know. Ohio State was 2.
Yeah.
They're out.
Ohio State was 2, which means Michigan will go to 2 or 3. Cincy will go to 2 or 3, and Bama will go to 4, if you ask me.
Where's Oklahoma State?
5.
I think that would be interesting.
It's all about that 4 spot. Yeah, that 4 spot. I don't know what we'll see tonight, but that 4 spot is going to be interesting. It's going to tell a lot. It's going to have a lot of impact on what's going to happen next weekend as well.
All right, so if you're watching this on Wednesday, you're going to figure out if me or Cam is right.
Real
But yeah,
question,
I mean, we just brought it up. But Oklahoma State, they just beat Oklahoma, setting themselves to the freaking Big 12 championship. That's huge. Who are they playing?
And then
Baylor?
if they beat Baylor too, yeah, that's 2 top 10 wins in the last
sure.
2 years. They have
If-
No,
strong
I don't
case
think
in the
Baylor
top
Baylor
4 as
won't
well.
be Baylor won't be ranked super high. They might fall out of the top 10. I'm not 100% sure.
Worst case scenario for Oklahoma State with a win is that Bama wins. Because if Bama wins, I think Bama gets in over Oklahoma State. And this is assuming that Michigan and Cincinnati win too. But Georgia's not dropping out of the top 4, regardless of what happens this weekend. So I think Oklahoma State is just praying for Bama to lose, and then they can take it into their own hands, or praying for one of the 2, 3, or 4 to lose, basically, unless they're 4. Let's just say Michigan, Cincy, or Bama, and then Notre Dame is just praying for a whole lot of upsets.
Yeah, Notre Dame
Right.
is just sitting pretty without a head
I
coach.
don't even get that. I don't
Not
even
looking
get what
good.
Notre Dame does now that they don't have a coach. Like, does he doesn't coach them anymore, does he?
No,
Don't think so.
he's gone.
No.
He left the program. He's not even in South Bend. Apparently their meeting lasted 10 minutes this morning, and then
Oh, really? The 7 a.m. meeting that
Yeah, and at
everyone was tweeting
7-Eleven,
about?
at 7-Eleven in the morning, there's a video of him driving off campus.
Oh, so that meeting was less than 10 minutes. He got the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
That's great. How long was he at ND?
long time.
That's
I want to say like close to 10
crazy.
years.
That's wild. And he just fucking got up and left.
That's crazy.
And he made
We're
his
going to talk
players
about
wake
that
up.
with Shaner, though. We got to talk about all these coaches changing, like these coaches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Changes with Shaner. Because that's a whole different conversation about how programs can change and stuff. But here, so we talked about the 6 teams that we think really have a chance to make it. So let's go with our predictions. Top 4 at the end of, let's say at the end of this weekend. I'm going to have, because you're not going to get me to say that Bama's going to lose. Okay? So I'm going to have, let's say Bama 1 with a win. Bama 1,
don't
Michigan
think so.
2, Georgia 3, and give me Cincy 4. All right? Bama beats Georgia. I think they're 1. So
Do you think Georgia goes to 2?
Georgia would go to 2 or 3.
3, sorry? Damn.
Georgia would go to 2 or 3. Doesn't really matter because then they'd play Michigan. Because I think Michigan's going to win, and I think Cincinnati's going to win.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on
Houston.
First, don't listen to me betting wise. Don't bet on Bama. Maybe take the 6 points. I don't even know if that's enough. But I'm a Bama fan. So to me, if Bama beats Georgia, you beat the number 1 team. You are the number 1 team.
All right. I have at 4, I have Oklahoma State. At 3, I got Cincy. At 2, I got Michigan. Shout out Dave Portnoy. Did you guys see his message to the Bosa brothers? Fucking killed me. And then at 1, I think they're going to beat Bama. I think it's going to be not a close game, like a 1-score game, like a less than 7, we'll call it. But I think if Oklahoma State wins, you can't keep them out. So I got Georgia at 1.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna
if
have a
Bama
very
loses and Oklahoma State wins, they're in. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know though. Like, I think like maybe the committee was gonna have a hard time, leaving Georgia out of the play. I mean, Bama out of the playoff. But I have the same list as Dawson, and it's really a flip flop between Oklahoma State and Bama. Or no, actually, if Bama would win, they wouldn't be at. I mean, if Bama lost and stayed in the top 4, they wouldn't be at 4, right? They wouldn't play them against Georgia again.
You never know. Don't put it past the committee.
So I could see it either being Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Bama 3, Cincinnati 4, or Bama's gone, Cincinnati's at 3, and Oklahoma State's in at 4. I don't know. We'll see, man. It's gonna be an exciting weekend.
The way the season has gone, it's so hard for me to not believe that there's gonna be a loss in the top 4.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
I could see it being Michigan. I could see it being. I don't think Cincy would lose to Houston.
If Bama's 4, there's going to have to be one.
the thing with Michigan,
No, but
for me, Michigan, like one of the locks for me this week, just because Iowa's offense is horrible. They still don't know who their starting quarterback is. I mean, they do, but they have Petrus and Petrillo or whatever his name is. Both like not getting it done. They're not scoring points. Like every good win that they have this year is because of defensive touchdowns or special teams touchdowns. So to me, like against a team like Michigan, who just played the way they played and how they have been, other than against Michigan State, it's an easy win for them. So I think Michigan will get in there. I'm gonna go Georgia 1, Michigan 2. I'll go Oklahoma State 3 and Cincy 4. Give me that Cincy Georgia rematch. I think if Oklahoma State does handle Baylor, and Baylor looks like they will be still in the top 10, so that's 3 basically top 10 wins for them this year. I think they have a case. And Big 12 champions. I think that holds a little more weight than AAC champions, but time will tell.
And I also think we're all in agreement that besides Georgia, obviously, the only team out of these 6 that has a case if they lose to get in would be Bama. Any other team loses, it's a consensus that they're out. Do you see any team here Notre Dame's not playing, but
to me that's
State
only based on the way the committee thinks. Like every team has the same resume as Bama, like a loss to a team that's not ranked, or a team that's ranked like close to 20, and then a loss in their conference championship.
Right.
But Bama's conference championship loss is definitely a lot tougher than regular playing anyone else,
sure.
I should say.
For sure. All right. Well, that was our question of the week. Let's go to our bold prediction of the week. All right, boys. Well, as our Instagram viewers know, Thursday Night Football is quite a big deal for the NBC family here. And this week, it's going to mean a lot more to me. I mean, this might be the only time that I see Cam and Shaner, both Saints fans. We got the Saints playing the Cowboys this Thursday. Listen, everyone in the NFC East is kind of still in it. So a loss to the Cowboys, a loss to the Saints for the Cowboys would go a long way for the Eagles or the Giants. So my bold prediction, since Taysom Hill is probably getting the start, my bold prediction is that he will throw for 2 touchdowns and he will run for 2 touchdowns. Guy's going to have a breakout performance and solidify himself as the starting quarterback for the Saints going forward until next year when Jameis comes back and wins the Super Bowl.
So do the Saints win?
The Saints are going to win.
Okay. Well, I would love to do a bold prediction involving the Colts this week, but they're playing the Jags or the Texans. So not much bold action going on there. Even if I said JT 2 touchdowns, I don't think that's bold at this point against the Texans. So I'm going to go to the ice on Thursday, December 2nd. My mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Christine.
You're currently 6-16-2 Habs are taking on the Colorado Avalanche.
Oh.
The Habs are going to win that game.
Shocker.
Do I think they are? No. But am I going to lock it in? Abso-fucking-lutely.
What's that at plus 1,500?
No more.
Oh,
Liam, you are muted, sir. Cam, let's hear your bold prediction.
All right. And I'm honestly not even like convinced that this won't happen. There will be 2 upsets in college football conference championships this weekend, and
cannot wait
within
for
the top
Saturday.
6, top 5, I should say, top 5. There will be an upset. There will be at least guaranteed one. I should lock that in, but I'm going bold prediction. There's going to be 2, and I don't even think it's that bold.
So either Cincinnati, Michigan, or Oklahoma State are going to lose.
And Georgia as well.
What was it? Okay, so that would be an upset too. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a huge upset.
Damn.
Yo.
There we
Right.
go.
Well, Dawson, I was going to say, I am in fact going to the Indianapolis Colts game. And I'm predicting that they will cover the 46-point over by themselves.
Oh,
And,
Man.
just so we can have some betting odds, I'm going to bet that there's going to be 7 or more touchdowns scored in this game. And we're getting that at plus 550. And, you know, if the Texans score, hey, that just helps out our bet there. So
I like it.
there's the whole prediction.
Jonathan Taylor scoring 5 of them.
interesting. Interesting. Well, those are our bold predictions. Let's head to our game of the week. So this week, kind of an easy choice, but we got the Monday Nighter. The Pats are visiting the Bills in a massive AFC
Huge.
showdown. Basically, whoever wins at the top of the AFC is top of the AFC. And sorry, Liam, but I think the streak for the Pats ends on Monday. I've got the Bills winning a close one, 31-28. And my X factor is actually in favor of the Pats, which would sway my score prediction. My X factor is going to be the JC Jackson versus Stephon Diggs matchup there. So if Stephon Diggs can win that matchup, which on most DBs he will, I think the Bills will win if Stephon Diggs has a big game. But JC Jackson is going to get paid so much money this offseason. It's kind of ridiculous because of how good he is, and how many interceptions he gets. So if he actually wins that matchup, I could see the Pats shutting down that Bills offense and taking away the win.
I think, and I said this last week in our crazy rates, I think the Bills are pretenders. I don't think they are that good. So with that said, you're lucky to catch me ever saying this, but I have the Pats winning this game and taking over the top of the AFC, as much as I hate to say it. Score prediction in this game for me, 28-17. And my X factor in this case is it's super simple and it's really lame, but can Mac Jones just keep it going? If Mac Jones is on the money and he's not turning the ball over and, you know, Damian Harris is getting his touches, you know, his receivers are getting his touches, I have the Pats winning this game. So if Mac Jones can keep it going, I don't think the Bills' defense is good. I've said that from the beginning of the year. Even though once at the beginning of the year they played these shit offenses and everyone thought, oh my God, the Bills' defense is so much better. No, they're not. Okay. So Patriots 28, Bills 17.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way as you here, Dawson. The Bills just haven't really done anything impressive all year. I mean, they beat the Chiefs when Patty Mahomes and that defense looked absolutely lost. So my X factor here is going to be if the Pats can slow down, you know, Stephon Diggs' production, they'll be in good hands. And if there's a team that's going to have a game plan for him and Josh Allen, it's the Pats. And if they can execute it, we've been here. We've seen this before. So my score is going to be 27-24 New England. They're going to win a tight game, and you know, be the top dogs in the AFC.
I love it. This game's on Monday night, 8:20 or whatever time it'll be. It's in Buffalo, man.
We should go.
It's not very nice in Buffalo at this time of the year, and I'm a big weather believer. This shit influences games. yeah, not a nice
Absolutely.
environment to play, definitely in Buffalo. But hey, the Pats, they're gonna get it done. And you saw what JT did to that Buffalo defense when the Colts blew them out. So I'm gonna go Pats 20, Bills 17, upset on Monday night, low scoring game because it's gonna be cold out. And my X factor is gonna be, can the Patriots get to that 30 rushing mark? Can they hand the ball off 30 times? Can they have 30 rushing attempts? I think it might even be higher, but I think if they get there, they keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands, play good defense like they have been pretty much all year. They win the game. It'll definitely be close, though.
Okay, so I'm lone wolfing it with the Bills here.
You are lone wolf.
Interesting. All right, that was the game of the week for Week 13. Now we're gonna head into a segment we have not done in quite a while, but one that everyone loves: This or That. Listen, this week we're doing Contender Edition. So basically what we did is we posted a bunch of teams all over our Instagram stories and posted them with polls. So we have your response here, and we're going to go over them. So our first team, I took the 4 top teams in the AFC and the 5 top teams in the NFC.
Yeah, I felt like you left out some teams that could have been in there.
Definitely, but then we would be here all day. We could do part 2 next week if you want.
I'm down.
But I was thinking the same thing, but there could low-key – the first thing I was going to say is that I think everyone could be a contender this year because the league is just so goddamn weird. But yeah, first team we chose is the Kansas City Chiefs. And the fans basically voted 53% contender. 53 only.
That's
so
surprising.
It was quite a split draw. It was quite a split draw. But yeah, 3-2-1. Let's raise them up here.
Oh,
I've got
contender as well.
All right, so all 4 of us have contenders. So we're kind of riding with the public here. Listen, I think the Kansas City Chiefs have started to pick it up and they're starting to figure it out again. But any team with Patrick Mahomes as their quarterback is a contender, and I will say it. I think the worst team to draw in the AFC right now in a playoff game would be the Chiefs.
By far.
To me, I don't know. I said it last week. I think I was thinking like Baltimore was going to be the team to go to the Super Bowl. I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm just going to I'm going to ride with it and be like, you know what? I think the Chiefs has got to be the team to beat in the AFC. But yeah.
Yeah, Matt, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. I think, like I was going to say, any team that has Patrick Mahomes is in the game. He had his struggles at the beginning of the year. But if you look at his stats, he's still putting up stupid numbers. But, yeah, so I definitely have contenders. The defense, we know LBS is not the biggest fan. A hater, some might say. But that offense is just too fucking good. Like I've said it before. Like the Chiefs can comfortably give up 30 points and win a game by 10. Like every week.
The only reason why I have them as contenders is because they are the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't believe that they're like a great football team, but they can do crazy things and always be in a game. So.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Any team that has Patty Mahomes is a contender, but that defense is starting to get healthy. They're playing a lot better than they were at the beginning of the year. Are they a top 10 defense in the NFL? Definitely not. But are they serviceable for a team that has an offense that can score at will? Absolutely. I think that carries them. And as they continue to get healthy here down the stretch, watch out. Like, beware right now. Put the NFL on notice. But yeah, contenders for sure.
The team number 2, we just talked about them. They're in our game of the week. The New England Patriots. Contender or pretender? All right, so 68% of the public said contender. So myself, Cam, and Liam have contender. And Dawson actually has pretenders. So I have to disagree with you, Dawson. I think have you not been watching the Patriots lately? I think right now they look damn good. And to me, if Mac Jones keeps playing the way he is in that cool, calm, collected mode, they might be unstoppable. Honestly, that defense is playing phenomenal. Their offense is going off the chains. They're playing out of their minds. Let's be honest. But if they continue playing like this, to me right now, they're the hottest team in football, and they might even have the best team in football right now. If you ask me.
Yeah, they are the hottest team in football, easily, without a doubt. Look, if we're talking contenders to make the playoffs, yeah, contenders to make it past Wild Card Weekend, absolutely. But contenders to win the Super Bowl, I don't think they are right now. I don't think, and as great as he's playing, as much as he's putting up a Rookie of the Year campaign, I think Mac Jones in the last 4 weeks has gone up to Jamar Chase, spit in his face, and grabbed that Rookie of the Year award right out of his hands. But I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders this year, because I don't think, like we said, they are riding the biggest momentum wave right now. They are the hottest team in football. I don't think that lasts another 6-7 weeks. So
I understand what you're saying, but they also have freaking Bill Belichick as their coach. Like a team with Bill Belichick as their coach is never a write-off either, and especially a team that is this talented. Like, I find it hard to believe that you don't think they're contenders, but it's what it is.
I don't think it's crazy what Dawson's saying, because I do think they're a great football team. I do think they're contenders. I think if they make the playoffs and go deep, there's always a chance. But I also do believe that there are much better teams, even in the AFC. If they come up against the Bucks, the Rams. I mean, obviously that's in the Super Bowl, so I guess they would make it there. But I guess in the AFC they have a clear path. I don't know. I don't know if they'll make it to the Super Bowl or not. I don't know. I don't feel super confident saying that, but I definitely think they're contenders to go deep in the playoffs.
I know it was week 1, but this same team did lose to the Miami Dolphins. And again, it's week 1.
Yeah.
And there have been crazy upsets this year, but I don't think they can ride the momentum all the way to the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna flip.
Oh,
Here,
Cam goes to pretenders.
I gotta agree with Dawson here. They are the hottest team in football right now. Can you sustain that? I don't think so. It's hard. You have a rookie quarterback still. Like the run game is very good. Don't get me wrong. They have 3 running backs who are getting it done right now, but I don't know. I'm not confident in saying like they're a Super Bowl favorite right now. And to me, like contender, pretender, that's like teams that are gonna make it to the Super Bowl like without a doubt, really, or at least be in their conference championship games. If New England can win the division, I think we're having like it's definitely a different conversation. We'll have a better idea after Monday night, but also the red zone issues are really like puzzling me. How many field goals did Nick Folk kick last weekend? Like 4?
I don't know, but he got me a lot of fantasy points. I'll tell you
That's
that
it.
for sure.
That's it for sure. You can't complain, but you got to figure it out in the red zone, man. So we'll see. I guess I'm kind of in between right now. Give me 1 or 2 more weeks.
But all right, next team we got is the Tennessee Titans. The public went 76% pretender here. Dawson has pretenders, so does Cam. I have contenders. And LBS has pretenders. So I'm lone wolfing it with the contender here. Listen, I think they're just really banged up right now. So any team that has Derrick Henry as their starting running back,
They don't.
they will if they make the playoffs.
Sure.
AJ Brown and Julio Jones as their top 2 receivers, healthy. That's a contending team to me, especially with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, who is, once again, a very underrated quarterback.
Yeah, I have pretenders big time. Sorry, I was just looking at stats. Again, I don't agree with Ryan Tannehill being a super underrated quarterback. Well, let me read you off some of his passer ratings this year.
Look at the cheeks this year.
Against New England, a passer rating of 60.2. That's not completion percentage. It's a passer rating. Against Houston.
I want to see everyone else's passer rating against New England too, though. Like,
okay. Well, I'm not done. Against Houston, 58.4. That's worse than New England. 4 interceptions in that game. He has 13 picks this year. His interception to touchdown ratio is 1-to-1. Okay. Against LA, 79. Against Buffalo, 70. Against Arizona in week 1, 74. Like, these are bad numbers. And again, a team with Derrick Henry is always in it. He kind of has that Patrick Mahomes effect, but he is not going to be back into the playoffs. They do what a lucky thing for them is they have one of the easiest schedules heading into the playoffs, but they do have, again, one of the hottest teams in the NFL, in the Colts, riding their coattail for the rest of the year with, an easier schedule as well. They could possibly lose the division. I think the Colts could win the AFC South potentially. And once they get to the playoffs, adding Derrick Henry back in is obviously going to help, but it's not the game plan that they run with for the last 7 weeks. And I don't think they're better than, the Chiefs. I don't think they're even better than the Patriots. I don't think they're better than the Ravens. So I don't think they're contenders.
Yeah, I definitely think they're contenders when they're healthy, but like you can't say that. Like, I don't know. Right now I have to say they're pretenders. They're not playing great. Their record might say otherwise. Like, that's what's like confusing me. This one was hard for me.
Yeah, you guys also forget about the stretch they had against like top 5 teams in the NFL, like 5 weeks in a row winning. Like, that's a resume. Like, that says something. Like,
yeah, but then they lost to the Texans.
Yeah, because they lost they lost their players. Like, they lost their best players. Is what I'm saying.
They also lost
healthy
with Derrick Henry.
Exactly. I don't know. They just have some shitty losses. Obviously, they're banged up, but they need to get healthy if they want to contend, and I don't know if they'll be able to do that in time. So for me, they're pretenders.
Yeah, they're pretenders for me also. I don't have much to say here. Aside from a couple big runs on the weekend, they weren't really in that game at all. So not much. Like, I haven't really been impressed. Ryan Tannehill definitely needs a run game to be a winning, like, to win games on his own. He's a great play action passer, one of the best in the NFL, but when you don't have Derrick Henry behind you, no one's scared of a run. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how quick Henry can get back. We'll see how quick AJ Brown can get back, and Julio as well. But right now, it's not looking good.
All right. Next team we have is the Baltimore Ravens. 52% pretender from the public. I have them as contenders. So does Dawson. So does Cam. But not LBS. LBS has them as pretenders. Listen, I think any team in the AFC that makes the playoffs this year has a chance to like make a run. That's how close it is. That's why I'm putting everyone as contenders. Baltimore, I don't know how many times I've said on this podcast, when Lamar Jackson is playing at his best, unstoppable. So if Lamar Jackson could get hot at the right time with that defense and the running game, they are absolutely contenders.
Yeah, I mean, like Matt said, when Lamar Jackson is playing at his best, they are unstoppable. And we saw Lamar play at his worst. That was a bad game, and they still managed to pull it off against a decent Cleveland team. Like, again, one of the biggest disappointments of the season. That's a whole other conversation. But I think they are right now, for me, Kansas City aside, even including Kansas City, I think Baltimore is the one team I wouldn't want to draw. Obviously, the Colts played them early in the year, but no, they are one team I wouldn't want to draw as a fan. So I think they are right now the number one contender in the AFC. Give the Chiefs a few more weeks to get back to their reign over the AFC, but for now it's got to be Baltimore for me.
There's a very big discrepancy in the NFL. That's why everyone's like freaking out. Literally 52% of people who voted on our poll say they're pretenders, and Dawson's saying they're the number one team in the AFC. That's how crazy.
This is one of the best NFL seasons.
That's one of the football years.
I was going to say NCAA too. Like, fantastic.
Yeah, the AFC is just weird this year. I don't know. No one's great. No one's terrible. Baltimore, I feel the same way with Tennessee, bro. They lose weird games, or they squeak out dubs like against teams they should be blowing out. I don't know, man. They're obviously going to make the playoffs because their division is garbage right now. I think, anyways. But I don't know. I think they're gonna be one and done once they reach the playoffs. Depends who they play, but I could see that being a strong possibility or a strong outcome, anyways.
I went with Contenders. I agree with you, boys. I think Lamar, once he gets going, he's really hard to stop. They're getting healthy too. Like they had a lot of injuries, man. They're getting some guys back on the line. And to me, what's impressing me is that okay, they maybe should have blown out Cleveland or whatever, and Chicago too, but they're winning the games that like they're just finding a way to win. I think that's important. Like you can blame any team can blame injuries for a loss, but like just go out there and get it done. That's what Baltimore's been doing, pretty quietly too. But like you guys said, Lamar with 4 picks and they still beat a division rival, so I like it. I think they have a shot to make a run for sure.
And call me crazy, but Mark Andrews is quickly becoming like a top 3 tight end in the NFL. Like I think coming into the year, there was a consensus top 3, even 4 of Hawkinson at 4, but there was a consensus top 3 heading into the year, and I think right now he's making the case as tight end 2. Waller's been, injured this year.
Yeah, I just
Kittle's
think
still number 2 for
Mark
me.
Andrews had a tough year last year. Baltimore as a whole, again, like a lot of injuries last year. The COVID shit, they had a lot of stuff going on. Like I don't know how many different quarterbacks played for them. It was at least 3. So I think they just had a bit of a weird year. But I think he's back to vintage Mark Andrews this year.
Yeah.
All right, next team we're starting the NFC now. We got the LA Rams. Are they contenders or pretenders? 56% of the public said pretenders. Myself, Dawson, and Liam have contender. Cam has pretender. Personally, I still think that they're really like figuring things out on offense. They just got OBJ. He scored a freaking electric touchdown the other day. They did get beat up by another very good team in the NFC in the Packers this week. But to me, like I said, I still think all around LA, like the Rams probably maybe have the best roster in football. I also think that their defense is like good enough to take a team to a championship. So that's why I have them as a contender. I wouldn't want to play the Rams, and they're probably not going to win the division. That's going to be a tough out for probably the NFC East like winner.
Yeah.
Who's going to end up at 4.
Yeah, like you said, I think the Rams, I don't want to say it's not close, but I do think they have the best roster in the NFL, but it's scaring me. Stafford's scaring me a bit. I'm seeing a lot of, you can take Matt Stafford off the Lions, but you can't take the Lions out of Matt Stafford. Throwing pick 6s in 3 straight games, that's a scary stat.
That is.
But I still think with that roster, with that defense especially, Aaron Donald choking dudes out, Jalen Ramsey shutting dudes down, I think, they always got a chance, and I think they can beat anyone in the NFC. Obviously, they had a tough break against the Packers this week. Packers look fucking good. Let's be real. But I think that realistically, they can beat anyone in the NFC and not easily, but get to the NFC Championship. So they got to be contenders in my book.
Yeah, I agree. Just on paper, they're way too good, right? Like the team, their roster is the best in the NFL. They do lose. I don't know. They're worrying me too a bit. Stafford's worrying me. I feel like the defense could be getting some more stops, but again, once they figure it out, they have time until they make the playoffs. I mean, assuming they make the playoffs, I think they will. The Niners are getting hot, but the Rams will make the playoffs, and I think we'll contend this year.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not confident in the Rams at all. I think Rob Woods is looking like too big of a loss to overcome for them. Like he was their guy. He was their guy on the little jet sweeps. He was their guy. He was a great blocker. And I know, OBJ's been aggressive in the run this year, but man, like they're lost without him right now. They really got to turn around on offense. The defense is getting 40 dropped on their head. I know they're playing at Lambeau. It's a tough place to play, but like realistically now in the playoffs, they're gonna have to go to Lambeau if they want to make it to the Super Bowl. So what are they gonna do the next time they go there? I don't know. We'll see. But right now, pretenders for me.
Okay, next team we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 84% said contenders. I myself am putting contenders So is Cam. So is Dawson. And Liam is putting the Contenders. Listen, I put Contenders, but I mentioned it in our group chat, and Cam kind of went off on me. But
I didn't go off.
I don't think they're 84%. I don't think they're 84% contender worthy. I don't. Listen, any team that has Tom Brady will be a contender. It pains me to say, but it's absolutely true. The guy has 7 rings. Like, that's ridiculous. But to me, they just don't look as good as they did last year. There's something wrong there. And I just don't think that they have as good a team as they had last year and as good a chance they had last year. I think the Packers are better. I think the competition in the NFC is better as well. But I do think they are a contender. I do think, like, if they won the Super Bowl, like, it would surprise me, but it also, like, it'd be like, okay. Like, but I don't know, man. They're just not 84% worthy of being a contender, in my opinion.
I get that. And it's tough to make an argument that the defending champs, whose roster is identical and have a good record right now, aren't the contenders, as Liam says. But again, I feel like an idiot keep referencing the Colts. But, you know, the Colts are, as much as I want to say they're a great team, they're a 500 team, and they were giving it to the Bucs the majority of that game. Obviously, do I think the Colts are actually a 500 team? No. But I don't know. I don't think I think the Bucs are. You can make it, obviously the whole league is close this year, but you can make an argument that the Bucs are anywhere from 1 to 4 in terms of power ranking in the NFC. So again, I think those top 4 that we're going to talk about are all in the conversation, but I'm going to give them contenders, but they're not like Matt said. I don't think they're consensus contenders, like lock them into. I wouldn't even lock them into the NFC Championship at this point. But for me, they are contenders.
Like, you look at their wins, you look at their schedule this year, I'm looking at right now, it's not incredibly impressive. They beat the Cowboys in week 1. That was a fantastic game. But they beat the Falcons. They lost to the Rams, like, fine. They lost to the Rams. Anyone could lose to the Rams. They beat the Patriots by 2. Impressive. They beat the Dolphins, the Eagles by 6. They beat up the Bears. But then they lost to the Saints, a team that lost Jameis Winston halfway through the first quarter. They lost to the football team last week, or 2 weeks ago, which is not impressive. No. And then they beat up the Giants, and then they just beat the Colts, who arguably probably should have won that game, if we're really talking about it.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said, I think they're contender. I just think there's something wrong there. I'd like to hear what Liam's about to say, because I feel like he's about to go off.
No, I'm gonna go get my charger, so I'm gonna miss this rant, Liam. But I'll be back for Cam's.
I do think it's a little crazy to say that they have the same roster as they had last year. I think they're 100% contenders. Anyone who says they aren't is just lying to themselves. To be quite frank, they're still an 8-3 football team. They're still at the top of their conference. They might have a bye going into the playoffs. Who knows? And you know what happens when that team gets to the playoffs? They make a Super Bowl run, and chances are they win it. I think would not be surprising whatsoever if they won the Super Bowl. We just know what happens when Tom Brady makes it into the playoffs, which is.
Do you actually think that they're better than the Packers right now, though?
I don't think it matters. I still think they're contenders, and I still think once they get to the playoffs, who knows?
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree with you, LBS.
They still have a crazy defense. They still have a crazy offense.
Maybe the Colts should have won that game. Sure, the Colts played them tight. Colts are also, their record is way worse than the kind of team they are. The Colts were borderline in the NFC Championship last year. Let's not forget about that. Also, the Colts have what are they? They're top 10 defense, I would say, potentially top 5.
On paper, yes, in the stats, but top 15 in the stats.
So I'm confident saying I'd take them over 20 other defenses in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the Bucs still drop 438 without without Antonio Brown, who's one of Brady's favorite weapons. So to me, there's no doubt about it. They're, like LBS said, but they're going to be in the playoffs, and no one's going to want to play them. That is the one team. There's no team in the NFL I would rather not play more than the Bucks. They're the scariest team in the NFL in the playoffs, by far. To me, by far. They beat the Saints on the road last year, and they beat the Packers on the road last year to go to the Super Bowl, and made it look kind of easy, considering the situation.
Don't get me started on that game.
Well,
we're gonna go. Okay, so 84% of people chose Contenders, and believe it or not, that actually wasn't the highest gap in our polls. The highest gap was actually for the Green Bay Packers, where 86% of people chose the Contenders. I don't think anyone's going to say Pretenders here. I think we're all going to say Contenders, and I think rightfully so. To me, I'm 100% with the public here. To me, right now, the Packers are the best team in the NFC. They're playing like it. Aaron Rodgers is playing with some swag, and they just dominantly beat the Rams. And if they could secure that number one seed, I think it's going to be a tough road to go through Lambeau. I know the Bucs did it last year, but I don't know. There's something about it. Aaron Rodgers is playing with a chip on his shoulder too. So yeah, he's also playing unvaccinated. But
he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, a chip in his toe. But fuck, is he balling? I think to go back to LBS's stance on the Bucs, I think for me, Packers are the contenders this year. I think all roads are going to have to go through Lambeau, like we said. Bucs did it last year. I don't know, for the Packers though, it just feels different this year. They just feel like they're dominating a lot more. So for me, I really like the Packers this year. I think they are the best team in the NFL right now. Maybe not the team I would like to play the least in the playoffs, but the least in the playoffs, but
Yeah, I definitely think they're contenders as well. Sorry, it was cutting out. I don't know what's going on.
okay.
But yeah, they're definitely one of the top teams in the NFC right now. They have some impressive wins against the Rams and Niners and stuff. They're comfortably leading the division, I believe. So there's no reason for them, not to be contenders. And we should expect to see them deep in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, if you ask me right now, it's gonna be an NFC Championship game rematch this year. So we'll see. I like the Packers though a lot. That offense is good. That defense has really turned a corner from last year. Yeah, no one's gonna want to play them, especially not at Lambeau in January. So.
All right. We got two more of these. Next one, the Arizona Cardinals. 63% of people are saying they are contenders. And for the first time today, I have them as pretenders.
I'm going to ride with Matt.
LBS and Cam have contenders. Myself and Dawson have pretenders. Don't get me wrong. Arizona definitely has the talent, and they definitely have a very, very explosive offense.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I still don't believe in the hype. When they were, whatever it was, 7-0, 8-0, I was the only one who said the Packers, minus all those weapons, were going to win, and they did it. And that game just kind of solidified it for me. I was like, you know what? This team may win that division. They may make the playoffs. They may even get the number one seed. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't see them being a contender. It's weird to say for a team that's doing this well, but I don't know. They're banged up too right now. I mean, not needless to say, even if they're healthy, I don't think they're that good. And it's weird.
I get what you mean. And maybe it's because I don't watch enough Arizona football. And obviously Cam does because A, Kyler, B, it's his entire fantasy team. But I get what you're saying. I don't get the hype. For me, right now, they're like the Buffalo Bills of the NFC. They started off well. They're hot. They're a young team. But I don't get the hype right now. I think they're playing way over their potential right now. Obviously, they have a great roster, but I don't see how it works so well. And the fact that they've got it done without D-Hop and without Kyler for a few weeks, like sneaking away those sneaky dubs, it leans me towards that contender status because, oh my God, when Kyler comes back, holy shit. But for me, I don't get it. And maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't get it. Like, I don't get why they're this good. But for now, I will have Pretenders, and I will be happy to eat my words come playoff time if they make the NFC Championship. But I could see them being done, a one and done in the playoffs, even if it's obviously not going to be the wild card weekend, because I think they'll secure that first round bye. But
You think so?
I can see them being but I can see them being one and done. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you said it for me. Like they're still getting it done with Colt McCoy and without D-Hop, and I think that just goes to show how good of they have a solid football team over there. The defense wise is very legit. Kyler was putting up MVP numbers before he got injured. If he comes back healthy and continues to play the way he was, D-Hop comes back, I think Arizona is a scary team, and a team that I personally, if I was a fan of an NFC team, would not want to face in the playoffs.
Yeah, let's not forget, D-Hop also got knocked out of that game against the Packers in the first quarter after that long play. Came back in the second half for like a play or two, but that was pretty much it. Kyler was throwing to Antoine Wesley, and anyway, so was Aaron Rodgers in that game, so I guess whatever, but they were a play away from winning that game.
Shout out AJ Green.
Yeah, so I think if they won that game, they'd be sitting at 10-1 right now, with the best record in the NFL. So we'll see what happens. To me, though, yeah, that defense is scary. The only thing that does worry me is I think there's a little bit of a lack of run game, especially against some of the better teams. Teams with better defenses. When you look in the NFC, like the Bucks, the Rams, it's hard to run against those teams. And can Kyler get it done if he's not fully healthy? Time will tell. But for right now, I have them as contenders.
All right. Last one we got here, we got the leaders of the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys, 63% pretender. I myself have them as pretenders. So does everyone else except for Dawson has them as contenders. You would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said they're contenders. I don't know, man. Ever since I said that they were a contender a bunch of weeks ago, I feel like they've just gone downhill. And no way I see this team beating a team like Green Bay, Tampa Bay, LA. No way. Maybe even Arizona. I don't see it happening.
I don't know, man. For me, they just have the weapons. Like, obviously, the same could be said for the Cardinals, who had just kind of pinned as pretenders. But, if they can get healthy, first of all, unrelated, somewhat related, I think Tony Pollard is a better back than Ezekiel Elliott. I don't know if I'm fucking crazy for saying that. But anyways, they have the weapons to get it done. The defense is, considering how bad they were last year, the defense is playing, they're playing well. I just think, the Cowboys, they can – I don't know. This was the closest one for me. I had them as contenders. I could flip-flop either way. I don't have, many arguments either way. I really like their roster. I like their receiving core when healthy. I love their backs. I love Dak. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to spice it up a little.
Yeah, I'm just laughing a bit because I remember a couple of weeks ago we were all talking on the pod and everyone's saying, this is a different Dallas Cowboys team. This team looks good, looks legit. And I'm saying they're pretenders for the same reason I said Kansas City was a contender. They're pretenders because they're the Dallas Cowboys and they're not winning a Super Bowl. So there you go.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, definitely fair enough. Listen, I like Pollard too. I obviously hate the Cowboys, but I just think he's more versatile. I don't think he's a better running back. Zeke's been banged up the last 2-3 weeks now. And to me, they're pretenders. That's one of the reasons. The Cards sat Kyler and D-Hop for 3 weeks and won 2 games. The ability to do that makes you a contender for me. The fact that they can't sit Zeke, he's very banged up. His knee is not in good shape right now, but he has to play or else they feel like they have no shot. Having CeeDee and Amari out right now doesn't help either. And that defense, to me, like, you're not going to win a Super Bowl with that defense. They've been above average because Trayvon Diggs has found the ball at least once every game, but I don't know. Micah Parsons is a stud too, but you're not winning a Super Bowl with two decent players on defense.
Well, all right. That was This or That, Contender or Pretender edition. And now we're going to head into everyone's favorite segment, Top 5. This week we have a very controversial one. This week we're doing top 5 food or like snacks other people find good that you just find like bad. You just don't like. So this is like kind of like top 5 unpopular opinion edition.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Number 5, I have ham. Okay.
Are we talking
Ham is a
if you guys
snack.
No, it's snack or
food?
food.
Snack or
Oh,
food.
oh, fine.
Like,
Fair.
Okay, wait,
The lot-
are you talking cold cut ham or like Christmas Day ham?
No. I'm talking about like Christmas Day, like a big ass ham.
Gas.
I can't stand it.
So good.
So
It's
good.
terrible.
Ham over turkey any day.
Oh yeah,
Neither.
turkey's shit, man.
I was gonna put turkey too, but I love putting turkey in my sandwiches. I don't even like putting ham in my sandwiches, so I don't like turkey on
Ham on its
Thanksgiving.
own
or
is great.
Christmas.
Ham with a, you know what? Pineapple on pizza, whatever. Pineapple with ham.
Oh yeah. Cooked pineapple.
Fire.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
man.
Matt,
Number 4, I have cheesecake. I think it's disgusting.
I love cheesecake. I know a lot of people who don't like cheesecake, and I totally get it. Like, I get, like, people who don't like mayonnaise, like, I get it. Mayonnaise is fucking gross, but it's so good. So I get it.
Number 3, and I know I'm gonna get heat for this.
I know
It's
what you're
another cake, but
Oh.
chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. I think it's awful, incredibly overrated, and it just does not taste good.
I know you wanted controversy, but chocolate ice cream fucking sucks.
It's terrible.
Chocolate ice cream fucking sucks.
The worst.
The worst.
Okay. Number 2, I don't even know if this is like a snack. Like, it's more of like a topping, but like olives.
Oh, fuck you. Olives are so good, bro.
I
Olives
think
are
olives are
so
the worst. They're so gross.
So good. So
They're
good.
so bad.
And
People
so
put
good.
them on like black olives on nachos. It ruins it for me. It's terrible.
Black
If I
olives
can
are
ask for
whatever.
if I could ask for no black olives on my shit, I ask for it every time. I think it ruins things.
I don't. Black olives are whatever. Like a nice sour, like green, like olive.
Oh yeah. So
So
good.
good.
I want to throw up.
So good. You're
Dude,
great.
ask Liam, man. I was eating them straight out of the jar yesterday in the
That's
kitchen.
fucking normal. That's
The
fine.
fork, like
Yeah.
just munching.
That's fine.
That's disgusting. Number 1, raisins.
Who likes
Raisins?
those?
Raisins are the worst. Okay?
Yeah.
You give me a chocolate chip muffin and I take a bite out of it and it's fucking raisins. I want to throw up.
If you
Unpopular.
can't tell the
opinion.
difference between chocolate chips and raisins, I feel bad for you, man.
The worst. Sometimes you get a
Unpopular
cookie and there's like raisins in it. Sometimes it's just the
No.
worst.
No, unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Oatmeal raisin cookies are fire.
The best. The
Disgusting.
best.
So good.
Not because I
So
like
good.
raisins. Not because I like raisins.
No, the oatmeal part is
Just
fantastic.
give me the oatmeal. Just give me the oatmeal cookie. Take out the raisins. They're disgusting.
Raisins are terrible. I don't really can't think of too many people that like them.
All right. Number 5. Now, this one isn't like a particular food item, but it's like a choice when it comes to food. Okay. And that's choosing bacon over sausage in any context when it comes to breakfast. Okay. So on your McMuffins, choosing bacon over sausage is criminal.
That's
Okay.
fine.
When you go out to a restaurant for brunch, I would make the argument that choosing bacon over sausage is also criminal. I
Yep.
think that's insane. Okay. Number 4, pogos.
Oh,
Pogos,
so-
pogos are not that good.
so
Okay. Hate to break it to you, the meat to bread ratio is off. It's off. It's not that good. I would much rather have like a steamed bun, like a steamy. Shout out to all my Quebecois, but I don't find pogos good. Can never cook them right. I don't know. They always seem like either burnt or underdone. You have like a 5-second window to get them out of the oven. So yeah, pogos. I don't fuck with them. They're okay. Number 3, red velvet cake. There was like this fucking obsession in 2013 with like cupcakes and like red velvet and shit like that. And to me, it's not that good. It tastes like first of all, I think it's just chocolate with food coloring. I don't know, but it sucks. It's not that good. That kind of ties into Matt's chocolate cake because it just tastes like chocolate cake. And you put
I think
cream
it's
cheese.
good.
What?
I think it's good. It's just overrated.
Yeah, it's overrated as fuck. Number 2. Okay, this one's gonna get me some heat, but just in general, I don't love potatoes or like potato wedges. I find potato wedges like kind of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, like French fries are fine, but potato wedges are fucking garbage. And then number 1, this is the grossest substance on the planet, by itself, and that's milk. Milk is fucking disgusting.
I like milk.
There's people like the serial killers that eat their, well, no pun intended, serial killers, but the serial killers that eat milk, that drink milk with their spaghetti and shit like that, like when you were a kid, and some people, carry that over into adulthood, super questionable. So milk as a drink is disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't drink milk straight.
Honorable mention to any kind of steak that's cooked over medium rare.
Yeah, big honorable mention to milk. I didn't think of it. I should have put it on my list now that you mention it. But anyways, I don't think all of these things are really bad. I'm not a big fan, all right? So number 5, I'm starting off with sweet and salty mixes. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know why. That's a little segue into my number 2 there, but let's go. Number 4, turkey bacon. Not it. Like, if you can have real bacon, there's no reason for you to have turkey bacon. It's severely overrated. This one's gonna ruffle some feathers. I don't know why I don't like it. It tastes all right, but I just can't eat it. And number 3 is pancakes.
Oh, what?
What?
Oh, man.
I'm with
Makes
you.
sense
I'm
right after this,
100% with you. I am 100% with you.
Okay, waffles over pancakes. Can we agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I'll literally take 2 bites out of a pancake and I'll be immediately full. Like, there's no. I could have been starved for days, and like that's why when people go to IHOP and get like 8 pancakes stacked up and eat it all, it blows my mind. Anyways, number 2, I have pineapple pizza. Get that shit out of here.
Love that shit.
Don't like it. Fuck that. Let's move on. Number 1. This is crazy because this item is a staple on tables across the world, okay? And I don't know why, I'm just not a fan of it, and that's cooked vegetables.
Oh, bro, me too.
Not a fan.
Give me a raw carrot over a cooked carrot any day.
Oh, for sure.
The only ones that I prefer cooked over raw are broccoli and cauliflower. I think that's it.
Yep, I'm totally with you. I
Onions.
totally get that.
I thought I was going to catch some heat there, so.
Nope, not at all. I feel like Cam might like his vegetables cooked because he's a big barbecue guy, but I don't know.
I'm like in between. Like, I like my vegetables cooked, but I don't like them like cooked. You know what I mean? Like, I like them like blanched almost. Like, don't like drop them in, take them out. Like, like I like them warm, but I don't like them mushy. You understand? Like, on the grill, grilled veggies are fire. Like grilled peppers.
But like, there's no way like a soggy like fried pepper is better than a nice crisp raw red pepper. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
I find they taste great, but the texture.
Yeah,
so off,
I agree.
So off.
I'm totally with you.
Fair enough. To each their own. I kind of had to change my list on the fly. There's definitely one I'm gonna catch heat for, but at 5, Snickers, absolutely horrible, worst chocolate bar in existence.
What?
Worst.
What? Why?
Worst. Awful.
you're
Tastes like
not
sawdust.
evil
Not yourself right now, bro.
You're not
Off.
evil when you're hungry.
Okay, that's not the one I thought I would catch flack for, but number 4, Cheez-Its.
Oh,
What?
fuck you. Fuck you. What?
They're really not that good.
Bro,
They're not that
the
good.
aftertaste of a Cheez-It is elite.
So
Elite.
damn good.
I could eat.
Give me goldfish though. Goldfish are gas, but those not.
Cheez-Its over Goldfish any day. Sorry.
No, see, that's where we'll agree to disagree. No
They're
way.
both
I wish
super
Shane was
good.
here. I know Shane's a big fucking Cheez-It guy.
I have 3, and not even because I hate it. I do like it. This was kind of hard for me because there's not a lot that I don't enjoy, but a lot of people like love this, and stir fry for me,
Gross.
Overrated.
pretty average.
Sucks.
Pretty average.
It's like Liam said. It's a bunch of mushy vegetables. Like,
We
not
did
for
make
me.
one there that was pretty gas, but for the most part, not that good, and not a go-to dish for me whatsoever.
Nope. Agreed.
At 2, I have cream cheese. Not because I hate it, just don't find it that good, like at all.
I get it. But cream
Yeah,
cheese on a nice bagel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, like I'd rather just have it with butter,
Really?
like or peanut butter on like a Montreal, like fresh Montreal bagel.
I can get that.
No butter?
You know, you throw some bacon with the cream cheese, it's a lot better, like significantly better. But like
Yeah.
there can be a lot of cream cheese, like
Cream cheese doesn't taste like much though. Like it's just
No.
yeah, but I think it's the texture for me too. It's like
a cold substance. Like that's all it is.
yeah, no, for sure. But
All right.
thin layer with bacon, okay. More if I taste more cream cheese than the bagel in my mouth after every bite, not cool. Other than that, you don't really use cream cheese very much, I guess. At 1, cheesecake, absolutely horrible.
Awful.
Absolutely
So
awful.
gross.
And
So
it goes
bad.
hand in hand with cream cheese because you use a lot of that in there, but disgusting.
So right.
I'm
So
a
I
fan.
love cream cheese, but cheesecake, I can't do it, bro. I don't.
I'm a
It tastes like it tastes sour. I don't understand. Like
It
That's
does.
it.
It does.
Actually,
I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm outnumbered, but hey, it is what it is.
That's it.
All right. Well, that was top 5. And now we're going to go into our last segment, our lock of the week in terms of betting. And I don't think I've ever done this, but this week my lock of the week is a future. My lock of the week is that Mac Jones will win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's furthering himself from the pack like
Significantly,
quite
yeah,
well
yeah.
right now. Like, right, if the season ended today, without a doubt, Mac Jones would win it. The way that the Pats are,
Yeah.
the way that the Pats are right
You're
now, I don't think it's close. Jamar Chase had a chance. He hasn't shown up for the past 3-4 weeks. He's sinking. Mac Jones is on the fly.
All right. I'm gonna go outside of my usual lock of the week as well and do a little parlay. It's gonna be a same game parlay. Shout out to Pat McAfee, always rocking those same game parlays. But I couldn't roll with them in my bold prediction, but I'm gonna roll with them in the lock of the week. Okay, I'm gonna parlay a Colts win. Okay, so Colts money line with a Jonathan Taylor anytime touchdown scorer and a Michael Pittman anytime touchdown scorer. Don't know what kind of odds that'll get you. You know, I'll post it on the story once I do the bet because I'm actually going to do that bet. But I think it'll be in the positives for sure. So I'm going to roll with that. Maybe like a plus 300, something like that. I don't know. But lock that baby in. Go Colts. We're going to the playoffs. I miss Shane. We didn't say anything about Shane. Missed opportunities. But yeah. Episode 50 next week, by the way. Stay tuned for a big announcement.
Dawson, I like the lay a lot. I think it's gonna have some juicy value actually with the two touchdown scores. You never know. Anyways, I'm rolling with the 49ers minus 3.5 against Seattle. We got a divisional game. The Niners have dropped 30 plus in 4 of their last 5, and you know they've started a little 3-game win streak here. So I don't expect that to change against Seattle, and I think they'll cover the 3.5 point spread.
and a Seattle defense that gave up 150 something rushing yards last night. San Fran loves the run game. I like that. I'm gonna go back to college football this weekend. not very confident in this one, but I'm gonna throw some money. So for anyone listening, if you want to jump in, I'm taking Oklahoma State -5.5 in the Big 12 championship. They beat Baylor 24-14 last time they played. I think it'll be not even as close right now. Baylor's dealing with a lot of shit. Dave Aranda's in some coaching rumors. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, give me Oklahoma State -5.5.
That's
All
it.
right. Well, listen, that does it for episode 49. Some would say it's the end of an era.
It is.
It's the start of a new one.
That is quite true. We've been through a lot of stuff here at NBC, Shaner included. And we missed you today, Shane. Hope you're having fun in Vegas. That's kind of crazy. You're in Vegas right now. But yeah, I guess if you made it this far, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to us, and maybe Dawson will give you a kiss this week.
Well, my laptop is plugged in, so I'm going to give him one of these